Hello, hello, loves. I am not live. I'm recorded because I tried to do live. I tried last week, I tried this week, and I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I can't figure out the tech with my platform. So next week I'll be live. But here I am. I'm on video from California. I know I was supposed to be in Belize. That was the plan for the summer, but I came back early and I'm really glad I did because I've been spending a lot of time just kind of writing and focusing, and I have all summer to do that. So anyway, I wanted to start doing these videos, not as a polished part of the podcast, not as a show or anything like that, but more for connection. And the reason I decided I wanted to start doing this and having this real authentic connection with the tech hiccups and the imperfections and the ums and all of that stuff is because last week, as I was going to sleep, I found something on YouTube, a Neville Goddard teaching and a recording, and I started listening to it. And for those of you who've been following me for a while, you've probably heard me say Neville's name before. I really think he is the greatest manifestation teacher of all time. And I stumbled across his work 28 years ago. Yeah, almost 30 years ago. And I was hooked immediately. Now, many people don't like his work, or they like it, but they find it hard to follow because his language is really antiquated. He uses a lot of religious connotations, which I'm not religious. They don't bother me. And it's just very dense. It can be really hard to follow. But for some reason, the first time I stumbled across his book, it was like a magnet. I was like, ooh. And I was completely magnetized by him. I have read everything that he's ever written, probably 100 times. And you can see my book. I think I showed this to you last time. This is one of them. And this one actually is still bound together because it's a replacement for another one that has completely fallen apart because I read it so much. So I know his voice, and I came across this YouTube, and I'm like, I'm going to listen to this as I'm going to bed. So I press play, and it starts off sounding like Neville. Sounds like his voice, which was really scratchy because his recordings, like all of his work was recorded between, I think, like 1950 and the 1970s. So he was teaching way back in the day. And so it sounds like his voice, and I'm listening, and it sounds like his message, and I'm feeling it. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, I sat up in bed, and I'm like, what the F? This isn't Neville. This isn't his message. This is off. And I looked at my phone, and sure enough, it was a complete AI recording. It was an AI of his voice, which sounded really nice, and his message, which sounded very, very similar. They had taken a lot of his work, and it sounded really good. But there was an energy, and there was a tiny, tiny piece, which is the most important piece, that was off. And that little mix-up with his language, with the intention behind his language, meant everything. This is why people get stuck, because when you have that language kind of mixed up, you can be doing all the things and trying all the manifestation stuff, but it's just not clicking. And that's why I wear a key. I use a key in my manifestation practice, because once you get that subtleties, and that's what they missed in this AI recording. They missed the subtlety. It's really subtle, and it's really effing profound. But once you get that, it unlocks everything, and manifestation becomes really, really fun. And they miss that in this recording. And so I started thinking about this because right now there are a gazillion manifestation teachers out there, and they have beautiful Instagrams and beautiful brands, and they have the perfect Instagram quotes and probably some AI versions of really motivational manifestation speak, right? Here's the thing with Neville. He was not motivational. He didn't sound like a motivational speaker. He talked in a very straightforward way. And it was very specific, that not like the universe is going to bring you what you want. He said, you are the universe. The universe is an outward reflection of your inward state. That's all it is. And so if we want to change what we're getting on the outside, we need to change our inward state, which is very different than what that AI version was saying. The AI version was making it sound like the universe is some cosmic waiter just waiting to bend and bring us what we desire. It doesn't work that way. We have to become it first. We have to be one with it first. And that's the subtle key. That's the subtlety that it's so profound when you get it. Anyway, so on the interwebs, there are a gazillion teachers, and it's really easy to just kind of follow along. But when you strip away all the AI stuff and all the pretty branding and all of that stuff, very often what's missing is this authentic connection. This authentic connection and this connection to your own personal power. And so we go chasing all the pretty things like the success and the money and the $10,000 months, because that's what we're told we should want. $10,000 months or $50,000 months on Instagram, right? It's about more than that. It's not just about the money. Money is a byproduct of stepping into your power. It definitely is, but that's not where we want to start. We want to start with stepping into our personal power and that real connection with our source energy, which is us. And at the end of the day, manifesting what we really desire, manifesting what we really want, not just what looks good on the outside. It is about becoming in alignment with our own personal power. And it's not so easy. It's very easy, but not as easy as just reading some pretty Instagram quotes. We don't need more pretty Instagram pictures. We don't need more pretty Instagram, Pinterest quotes. What we need is connection. We need to feel connected to someone and something in a community that sees us, that can say, I felt that too, or I've been there too, and there is a way out of that, or there is something beyond that. That's how we rise together, not through more Instagram quotes, not by following someone's 20-part step to make $1 million a year. It all sounds pretty on the outside, but my work and my connection is a little bit deeper than that. So that's why I wanted to start doing these, and I will start coming live. They will be live. Maybe they'll be recorded. I don't know what's going to happen, but they will be videos with complete imperfections. I said probably 1,000 too many times during this, and that's okay. And there I am again. Anyway, let me leave you with something from Neville. Okay. I just opened my book, and here is a very notated section here. So I'll read this to you. Because creation is finished, what you desire already exists. It's excluded from view because you can only see the contents of your own consciousness. Now, what that means, let me just break that down for you, what that means. It means we are not, manifesting stuff is not about creating something new. If you have a desire inside of you, that's the creation point. It's already created in the quantum field. I know that sounds woo-woo. It's not woo-woo. It's fucking science. So it's quantum science, quantum physics. So it's already there in the quantum field of possibilities, but it's excluded from our view because it's excluded from our consciousness. So we have to become consciously aware. We have to engage our senses, engage our body, and become a vibrational match to it. It's just kind of like when you're on the radio, and you had those old radios. Well, I did when I was a kid. I'm really old though. So if you tuned to one station, the other stations all existed, but we were out of tune with them. And that's the same thing. Everything already exists. The life you desire, the money you desire, the business, everything you desire already exists. But it's out of your consciousness if you're not on the right frequency of it. So we'll talk more about that another time, but I hope that you enjoy this, and have a beautiful Tuesday.